Welcome back. So if you've stayed with me this far, you are already ahead of many beginner investors because you've seen that profitable investing isn't about chasing hype. It's about owning quality businesses that consistently generate profits. And now we're moving down to the top six. Now, these top six are companies with stronger earnings, excellent management teams, dominant market positions, and in many cases, a long history of rewarding shareholders. Now, let's continue. Number six on our list will come down to Access Holdings PLC. If you've been following the Nigerian stock market over the past decade, you would know that Access Holdings has transformed itself from a traditional commercial bank into one of Africa's largest financial institutions. Today, Access Holdings isn't just a Nigerian bank. It operates across more than 20 countries in Africa, Europe, Asia, giving it a diversified source of revenue and reducing its dependence on one economy. So why do investors love Access Holdings? First, strong earning growth. The company has consistently grown its profit after tax despite economic headwinds. Two, its aggressive expansion strategy has increased its customer base to millions across Africa. Then Access has invested heavily in technology. Then millions of transactions happen daily through its digital platforms. And as more Nigerians adopt mobile banking and cashless payments, Access stands to benefit significantly. Then third, we have dividend payment. Access Holdings has maintained a tradition of rewarding shareholders through annual dividend payments. Although dividends are never guaranteed, however, consistent profitability makes future payouts more likely. Then fourth, banking recapitalization. One of the biggest stories in Nigeria right now is the central bank's recapitalization policy. Banks with strong management, efficient operations, and access to capital could emerge even stronger after this exercise. Access Holdings is widely considered one of those institutions. Now, like every other company, Access Holdings has its risk. Now, these are some of the risks that Access Holdings faces. One, foreign exchange volatility. Two, rising loan default. Three, regulatory changes. And four, interest rate fluctuation. However, its diversified operation makes it one of Nigeria's strongest financial institutions. At number five, we have Africa's largest cement producer, Dangote Cement. When you think about roads, bridges, residential buildings, shopping malls, factory, virtually every major construction project in Nigeria requires cement. That means Dangote Cement sits at the center of Nigeria infrastructure development. The company dominates the Nigerian cement market while expanding across several African countries. So why is Dangote Cement on this list? One, we have massive market shares. Dangote Cement controls a significant share of Nigeria's cement industry. Its skills gives its pricing power and operational efficiency that many competitors struggle to match. Two, we have strong cash flow. Construction materials remain essential regardless of economic cycles. So, government invests in infrastructure and private developers continue building. Cement demand remains relatively resilient over the long term. Then three, we have excellent dividend history. Dangote Cement has consistently rewarded shareholders with substantial dividends. Many long-term investors own this stock primarily because of its ability to generate strong cash flows year after year. Then four, we have expansion opportunities. The company continues expanding production capacity across Africa. So this provides exposure beyond Nigeria and creates additional revenue opportunity. And just like every other company, Dangote Cement has its own risk. Now, for Dangote Cement, investors should monitor rising energy costs, government infrastructure spending, exchange rate movements, and competition. However, the company's dominant position makes it one of the strongest industrial stocks on the Nigerian Exchange. Our number fourth pick in today's video would be Seplat Energy. Seplat is Nigeria's energy giant. There is something many investors overlook, which is Nigeria remains one of Africa's largest oil and gas producers. And even as the world gradually shifts towards cleaner energy, oil and natural gas continue to play a major role in powering economies. And Seplat is one of Nigeria's leading indigenous energy companies. Operation spans across oil production, natural gas development, and strategic energy infrastructure. So why is Seplat very attractive? One, strong earning capitals. Oil prices may fluctuate, but efficient producers can remain highly profitable through disciplined cost management and production growth. Now, Seplat has demonstrated an ability to generate substantial cash flows during favorable market conditions. Another reason is attractive dividend. One reason income investors like Seplat, its history of paying dividends. The company has often rewarded shareholders when earnings and cash generations are strong. Now, growing natural gas business. Here's where things get really interesting and fascinating. Nigeria is investing heavily in domestic gas production. Natural gas is expected to play an increasingly important role in electricity generation, industrial development, and export. And Seplat has positioned itself to benefit from that long-term trend. Now we have strategic acquisition. Over the years, Seplat has expanded through strategic acquisitions that increased production capacity and strengthened its reserve base. This positions the company for future earning growth if operations continue to perform well. And like I always say, just like every other company, Seplat has its risk. And some of its risks are one, volatile oil prices, operational disruptions, government policies, and environmental regulation. But despite this risk, Seplat remains one of the most profitable companies listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. So guys, so far, we've listed out about 6 companies, and I'll be starting like this. 10 on our list was Presco, 9 was BUA Foods, 8 was MTN Nigeria, 7 was Stanbic IBTC Holdings, 6 Access Holdings, 5 Dangote Cement, and 4 Seplat Energies. Now, did you notice something about all of these companies? These companies actually operate in different sectors. We have agriculture, consumer goods, telecommunication, banking, financial services, cement, and energy. And that's a lesson for every investor. Now, building wealth isn't just about buying the best stocks. It's about owning quality businesses across different industries. And diversification helps reduce risk because different sectors can perform well at different stages of the economic cycle. Now, this is the moment we have all been waiting for. In this final part, I'm going to be talking about my top 3 stocks to actually invest in 2026. And this is one of the top most profitable Nigerian stocks to actually buy right now. These companies have consistently delivered outstanding earnings, rewarded shareholders with strong dividends, and are well positioned to benefit from Nigeria's long-term economic growth. And in my next videos, I would also be sharing how to allocate 1 million portfolio among these stocks. Then the 3 biggest mistakes a lot of investors make when buying Nigerian stocks. And the one stock I believe deserves the #1 spot in 2026. Please stick around because there's a lot of things for us to learn as investors.